Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the VFA 1986 Grand Final Series, with the Grand Final in the second division being played at the present time between Box Hill and Sunshine, and immediately following this game we'll have the big one between Williamstown and Coburg. At the moment we have Box Hill 12-12-84 leading Sunshine. A great game down here, 10-14-74. And what have been a couple of the highlights? Tony Banks.
Well, there's certainly been plenty of highlights early on in the game, Phil. There was players sent off in the first quarter, second quarter and third quarter. Most of them came from the Sunshine side. But it appears to have worked. They've offset the Box Hill team a little bit, upset them, and are now right back in it. And this is, of course, the grand final quarter.
All right, Tony, Eddie McGUIRE, Sunshine were being beaten early.
That's right, Phil. Yes, they trailed by 14 points at quarter time, then 26 at half time, and then 12 points at three-quarter time. Now, as you said, it's 10 points the difference. And if you remember last week, Sunshine really came home hard and beat Paran, so it should be a great last quarter.
Right, Eddie, there's some great action down here with Box Hill 12-12-84. 10 points up on Sunshine, 10-14-74. Tony Banks.
18 minutes into the final quarter. Moss kicks towards the centre of the ground and finds Day. Day on his own. Again kicks long towards Litchfield. Up high, a beautiful mark. 30 metres out. He throws his arms in the air and says, come on, boys, let's get onto it. 10-14-74. If he goals here, there'll be 4 points in it. They certainly like the close finishes, Ed.
Litchfield lining up for his fourth goal. He's put it right through the centre. And what a game we've got on our hands now, Tony. 4
points the difference. At the 19-minute mark of the final quarter, Litchfield's brought up his fourth goal. 2 goals were kicked earlier by the captain, Glenn Scanlon. 2 goals have been kicked by Shepperbottom, who's come off the interchange bench a couple of times today and has done well. Bolton's kicked 3 for Box Hill and has been a good player. Dwyer's got 2 and Withers has got 2. The game started fiery early, Eddie, with players being sent off in the first quarter. I think Bratetto's been sent off at least twice today.
That's right, yes, 4 individual players were sent off earlier in the game. Bratetto, Hodges, Quinn and Nelson. And it's Bratetto in the centre now who tries to clear, but Box Hill go into attack once more. Menadue from behind gets the punch away. He recovers again and kicks long in towards the centre of the ground. Day misses a sitter. Hodges, though, backs up well. Gets a hand pass on. Brown overruns the ball. Gleeson on top of it. Gets the hand pass working to O'Shea, rather. O'Shea kicks out towards the half-forward line. Coming in there is Brown for Box Hill. Brown dives on top of the ball. It spills out loose again. It's Turner now who comes around, swings onto the left boot, kicks up toward full forward. It's a beautiful mark taken there by Bolton.
Well, it's goal for goal at the moment, and Bolton's been a very good player for Box Hill. Luke Bolton's kicked 3 goals so far in the game, and of course if he kicks this one he's going to open up that 10-point margin. If he misses it, well, it could be 5 points. We'll go right down to the line. A bit like last week, it ended up with Sunshine coming back, and they're fighting back in this final quarter too. Bolton now from 20 metres out, directly in front, onto his right foot, swings away. Has he missed it? 1 point. 5 points the difference. Still a ball game at the 21-minute mark of the final quarter.
And Bolton now, who has kicked 3 goals, 5 for the day, so a bit off target, the full forward, who was best on the ground last time they played. It's Lawler kicking out towards the half-forward line. Mark taken there by Moss. Moss plays on straight away, kicks long out towards the half-forward line now. A strong mark taken there by O'Shea for Box Hill. Probably their best player, he and Nicholson today so far. We've been playing for 21.5 minutes in the grand final of 86. The kick up forward, Mitrovsky goes up, can't take the mark, paddles it in front of him. He's under a lot of pressure. Handballs back to Caldwell. Mitrovsky gets in his way, gets the hand pass over the top towards Brown. Brown quickly onto the right foot, kicks in towards McQualter in the centre of the ground. Up high there for Box Hill was a good spoil, but it finally comes out there towards Burke. Burke now out towards the half-forward line. Brown has time to swing onto the left boot. In towards Withers.
Great mark, Withers. He's got the chance again to put Box Hill further in front. A bit further out though, about 35, 40 metres out on a slight angle. Has time to pull up his socks and line up. Withers has had a couple of shots today. He's kicked 2 goals, but he's missed a couple of easy ones as well. Former captain of the Box Hill team. Bit worried about Bratetto. Marshall, the umpire there, calls him, says play on. Come on, let's get on with it, lad. We're 22 minutes into a grand final. puts it onto his right boot and offline again. 1 point, a goal the difference. And we could be back here again next week.
Dare you say it, Tony. So Lawler now will kick wide out towards the members' side of the ground. Caldwell held there. Going back solidly there was Teakle for the Box Hill side. Players throwing themselves on the ball now. And there'll be a throw in about 65 metres around from the Box Hill goal.
There's
one straight kick between them.
23 minutes into the final quarter. Sunshine 80 points, Box Hill 86.
Moss, a day rather in the ruck, comes down to Protetto. Protetto's high kick forward. Shepherd bottom falls over. Cuff takes the mark. So Cuff onto the left boot straight away out towards Sheridan on the wing position. They've been coming out that outer side all day. Sheridan now forward looking for Withers, and Withers takes a strong mark.
He's settled them down, hasn't he, Ed, in up the forward line in this particular quarter. He's taken 2 or 3 good marks. They've been settling marks because earlier on, as Gary Bryce noted, that Box Hill looked like they were trying to defend the game rather than win it.
Comes down to Menadue now. He's tackled. Picked up there by Teakle. Teakle, no, it wasn't Teakle, it was O'Shea. It's through. Full points. What a great goal there. The right foot kick has put it right through the centre.
Bit of a box on now. Bit of a box on. A couple of Sunshine players upset. And he slung the Box Hill runner to the ground.
Brown reported.
Unbelievable. Rockow. Mel Rockow looks like he's going to get a walking ticket. Matrovsky's getting involved there. He doesn't like what's going on. There is a player on the ground being attended to by the trainers. The trainer's been sent, the runner actually has been sent off the ground now, the Box Hill runner.
So too is Brown, their star centreman. So this is going to be a big blow for the Sunshine team. Brown off, sent off. And Box Hill lead by 12 points.
Coming onto the ground now is Quinn, who's had there's a replay of the incident involved. The goal, he just got a backhander there from Brown, which sort of started a little bit of a fisticuff.
So a goal there to O'Shea puts them 12 points in front, Box Hill. We've been playing for 25 minutes in the final quarter. Dwyer has been a great player on the half-back line for Box Hill. I think I called him O'Shea earlier.
Quinn's back on the ground. He was reported in the second quarter for striking Nicholson. Nicholson's had a fun day today. He's put down by 3 players and they're all sent off.
Hodges comes through. Lawler now grabs the ball, ducks his head, caught by 3 players, and the umpire's penalised him. Garth will take the free kick. So the little rover, Dale Garth, will drive Box Hill into attack once more.
We're into red time, into time on now in the grand final, and Box Hill can afford to settle. They're 12 points in front. A long kick up forward. Box Hill go for the mark. They raffled it. One took it off the other. Bolton should have left it with his opponent. Scramble on the ground now, and the umpire's going to call for a ball up.
Of course, Box Hill won this division grand final in 1984. Their only premiership in the VFA, and they're out to make it 2 today. Sunshine have also only won 1 second division grand final. That was back in 1971. Moss gets a tap, Protetto knocks it further on, comes out wide, Teakle gets tackled, Lawler comes out, can't kick with his left foot, gets it onto Matrovsky. Matrovsky drives long down towards the half-forward line. There'll be a free kick back here. Protetto, I think, has upended a Box Hill opponent. No, rather
Matrovsky's about to be sent off.
So
well, this could be nasty because they've had 6 players sent off today, Sunshine, 6 players. And this is what has cost them the grand final. It's on again in the centre of the ground. Another player's been decked. Sunshine, if you want to win the grand final, you better start playing football and stop the pushing and shoving. Because a little slap at this time of the game doesn't hurt when you got that Premiership Cup in about 10 minutes' time.
Well, we've been nearly having a replay here. We'll see Lawler get the handball on.
Protetto behind play.
It's Protetto who hit him.
Could miss most of next season. He's been reported 3 times today.
So Dwyer now has been a great player today. He and Nicholson probably the best 2 for Box Hill. He has the chance to drive them right into the tooth of goal now. Dwyer comes in. The left foot kick on its way up towards full forward. There's nobody home for Box Hill, and Day takes the mark.
Good long kick.
Big Day comes out wide, out towards Walsh. Walsh plays on straight away now, goes out towards the outer side of the ground. Nelson will fly from behind, so too does Litchfield. He punches it forward. Shepherd-Bottom overruns the ball, recovers well, comes back around now. The long right foot kick, but there's nobody home at all for Sunshine. An awkward bounce could help them.
Yes, and Litchfield had to go too far up forward then. He was up in the centre of the ground looking for the ball, and subsequently Sunshine lost the ascendancy. Great
play by Nicholson. Then coming through hard was Teakle, but it's Day who bursts through for Sunshine. His hand pass goes past Ragland there. Coming in is Pretetto. Pretetto will hand pass over the top towards Menadue. Now Menadue handballs on. Walsh comes through the half-forward line. He kicks up towards the centre half-forward position. Nelson from behind overruns the ball. Coming through hard there for Box Hill was... Oh, there's another one behind players there, Tony.
No, Nicholson here is injured and he looks like he's about to come off the ground.
Kick up towards half-forward. Running under the ball is Brown. Brown chips forward and Withers takes the mark.
Withers now about 35 metres out on an acute angle. Box Hill are 12 points up. A goal here will seal the game for them. They're 28 minutes into the final quarter. It's a good kick. Comes in with a breeze and it's going to drop in for another goal to Box Hill. They're 3 goals clear. They've won the game in the last 10 minutes of play by settling down, picking out their players, and Withers has been outstanding up on the forward line.
Cuff coming off the ground and Gleeson coming on for Box Hill. We've been playing 29.5 minutes this last quarter. Box Hill 98 to Sunshine 80.
Clutching his shoulder was Cuff. He looks like he could have a dislocated collarbone. He's gone into the coach's box. And he's not a well boy.
Withers' third goal, a vital one for Box Hill as they go into attack once more. Out towards the outer side of the ground, Garth leads the race. Menadue comes in for Sunshine. Garth gets a foot to the ball, knocking it towards the boundary line. Menadue handballs back towards Walsh. Walsh gets the hand pass over now, looking there for Quinn, and Quinn back to Menadue. Menadue on to Wagland. They've got to kick long now. Wagland goes long, this time looking for Nelson, just over the top of his head, and the players pile on top of it, and the umpire will have to bounce.
It's on again.
Nelson
wants to go onto it. Shepherd-Bottom's in there. And also John Sheridan, the halfback flanker, wants to accommodate a couple. I suppose wasting time at this end of the particular game is probably good tactics by Box Hill. The game's now been won. They're 31 minutes into the final quarter as the ball up occurs at centre half forward.
Big tap away there by Rocco. Comes out to Pretetto. His long right foot kick up towards the full forward zone, but Richard Murray, the captain coach of the Box Hill side, takes a relieving mark falling backwards. Well, if they can hang on, he should be holding up the 1986 Premiership Cup in about 3 minutes' time. Richard Murray taking all day to go back and have his kick. Umpire calling him back around.
He's got several players to kick it to. He's taking his time now. Captain coach realises the game is all just about over.
Murray with the left foot kick out towards the half-back line. Shepherd-Bottom it behind. McQualter comes through. He can't pick up. Burke for Box Hill. Comes up wide now. And Brown takes the mark. There's the siren. And Box Hill are the 1986 Second Division Grand Final winners. Box Hill 14-14-98. Sunshine 11-14-80. Box Hill by 18 points. And they'll be in First Division next year.
Elation in the Box Hill camp as they come out onto the ground and start to hug their players. The Sunshine players obviously upset. They tried desperately to get back in the game in that third and fourth quarter. They did well. They looked like they had the run on into the final quarter. Box Hill looked like they'd stopped, but it was the Box Hill did look like they'd stopped, but they did settle mainly in the last 10 or 15 minutes thanks to some good deliveries that ended up in the arms of Withers. So as the band comes on the ground, as we prepare for the First Division Grand Final, we'll take this break.
Monday night for the first time on Australian television. The fun began with Footloose, but now there's a gang who live faster, love harder and dance hotter than anyone you've seen before. Body Rock, 8:30 Monday on Channel 10.
If most car makers had their way, this is the direction we would all be heading. On the other hand, Mitsubishi Magna represents a totally new direction in motoring. With Australia's biggest four-cylinder engine, the Astron 2.6, and interior space and comfort to rival many sixes, Magna is a totally new class of car. No wonder the others don't know whether they're coming or going. Magna from Mitsubishi. Car Maker of the Year. Again.
Look at these crazy specials from MSD this week. Score with Power basketball boots with strong leather uppers. Put spring in the step and go for Power at a never-to-be-repeated half price, only $39.99. Power does it again with Power mesh suede tennis shoes. Great grip, great look. So hang in for Power at a ridiculous $19.99. For a great serve every time, the famous Yonex alloy tennis racket. A throw-out price, only $49.99. Get these specials and more at MSD, the Melbourne Sports Depot. 2 stores, Elizabeth Street and Burke Street City.
You are now travelling at over 300 kilometres an hour. You are driving the all-conquering Porsche 956 Sports Racer, and you're driving on Dunlop. This race-proven technology has now engineered Dunlop's ultimate passenger car tyre. The new generation Dunlop Grand Prix. Dunlop, indisputably #1 in tyre technology.
Pat Siri Iriot Benny Hill is back with more Gals and Gags, 7:30 Wednesday. It's a cheeky slice of the funnier side of life as this jovial jester takes a shot at your funny bone. The Benny Hill Show, 7:30 Wednesday on Channel 10.
Well, what a great finish there in the grand final of second division, being won by Box Hill, premiers for 1986. Band is out on the ground playing at the present time. Crowd building up here in preparation for the big one, the first division grand final between Williamstown and also Coburg. We notice the group moving over to the presentation area, and we will be taking you there for the presentation of the Mitsubishi Cup in just a few moments. But right at this stage, we welcome Bruce McAvaney to the microphone. A very good afternoon to you, Bruce.
It's a very good crowd in attendance like we had last year, and we're in for a most exciting match.
And Gary Bryce, welcome to you.
Thank you, Phil. It's great to be here, great to see another grand final, and I think we're in for an excellent game today. I hope the conditions stay the way they are. We may get a few more people down here to watch the game. It's going to be a beauty.
Yes, well, when we had that rain, very heavy rain earlier this morning, around about the 10:30 mark, it did make the ground start to look a little heavy, but by gee, the curator does a wonderful job here. It looks in excellent condition at the present time. We're just about ready for the presentation, and in a few moments we'll be taking you over there. But at this stage, welcome to Ian Gibbs.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to a tremendous game of football. It's quite an historical day today. These two teams, Williamstown and Coburg, have only met once in a VFA grand final in the history of VFA. That was 27 years ago in 1959, so it should be a tremendous game.
All right, now going back to Gary Bryce. Gary, we've seen these teams a couple of times over the final series. Who do you select and why?
Well, I think that Coburg are the form side going into the finals. They've had an excellent year, only losing a couple of games. They've got great balance around the ground, and their running players are in a class of their own. I don't think that Williamstown really can match them. They can certainly match them in the air, but not running around the ground. If the rain comes, it'll make it even a greater victory.
All right, we'll talk a little more about that later on, but now let's take you to the official presentation for the second division grand final winners, Box Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the presentation of the 1986 Mitsubishi Motors VFA Grand Final Cup for second division, the president of the VFA, Mr. Brooke Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to congratulate firstly the Sunshine Football Club, finished top throughout the season on second division. Unfortunately, we're not successful on this occasion. To the Box Hill Football Club, the Mighty Mustangs, a tremendous effort and a great credit to their coach, Richard Murray. Fantastic. I'd like to call upon the Minister for Sport and Recreation, Mr. Neil Tresize, to present the Premiership Cup to the lucky coach. Thank you, Brooke. Ladies and
gentlemen, it's my pleasure to hand over the Mitsubishi Motors Gold Cup to Richard Murray for being captain coach of the 1986 Premiership side. Congratulations both teams, but particularly, of course, Box Hill, not only to the players, but to the committee and the supporters for having had a great year. I think last year, this time, Box Hill were going back to the second division. You've certainly capped it off to the Premiership this year, and I feel sure that next year that Box Hill will go on to a longer and bigger and better success in the first division. So to Richard Murray, a mate of mine for a long time, I'm very proud to hand over to you, Richard, and congratulate you first.
Thanks, Bill.
I'd just like to announce the best player. First of all, congratulations both teams on such a close match. The best player on the day was Richard Murray. Congratulations. Richard Murray. Richard, come and say a word.
All I'd like to say is that I'm very proud of my players. We've worked very hard for this. We started training last November, and every one of them gave me what I wanted today, and we played the ball all day and we deserved to win.
Righto, and great reception there from the crowd with Box Hill taking out their premiership, and we're being entertained at the present time by the Moomba Youth Band. And what a great display they're putting on down there before this very good crowd for the VFA Grand Final. Ian, let's have a look at the last time these two teams met, Williamstown and Coburg.